Alright guys, in this video we're going to take a look at some of the float classes and some of the position classes so that we can fix certain elements in certain positions. So this is 2_4 floatsposition.html, and we want to go down to where it says start here, and we want to look at these three divs here. So we have float left, float right, float none. So we have classes to do just that. So let's take this first div and we're going to give this a class of float-left. It should have an F right there. And this one here will give a class of float right. And then this one here, we're going to give it a class of float none. Okay, now usually you wouldn't need to use float none unless something is already floated by default and you want to clear it, okay, or you want to stop it from floating. So let's save that, and now you'll see we have this one on the left, this one's on the right, and this one is float none. Now, just like with the text-align classes, we also have responsive float classes. So for instance, if we want to float right on small or wider, what we could do is we could add a class here of float-sm-right. Okay, and I'm just going to copy that class. And we could do MD right, we could do LG large, and let's do XL. Okay, and now what I'll do is just copy this class again, and then down here we're going to float to the left on smaller or wider, so we'll say float SM left. Okay, we can do float MD left, float LG left, and let's do float XL left. Alright, now I know some of this stuff is kind of slow, and you know, you guys probably don't want to see me just put in these classes over and over, but the reason I'm doing this is so that you guys have a nice complete resource to look back to when you're done, and you can see exactly what these classes are if you need them in the future. Alright, so just bear with me. Things are going to pick up, and you know, we're going to get into more complicated stuff, and you know, get into the projects and all that. So just bear with me for this kind of stuff. So this is going to be float MD none. Okay, so it'll have no float on medium sizes or wider. This one will be LG none, and this one will be, whoops, this one will be XL none. All right. So let's go ahead and save that, and notice right away we have some stuff floating. So this is on small or wider and medium or wider, okay, because this is this is at the medium breakpoint. If I go down, then we only have float right small or wider. All right, so let's go back up. So that's medium. We hit the large breakpoint. Okay, now you can see float right on larger wider. Hit the extra large breakpoint, and we have the float right on extra large or wider. Okay. So those are the responsive float classes. Now, you also need to clear floats. Now we have line breaks after all of these floated divs, so it looks fine, but let's go ahead and do it without a line break. So for the clear fix right here, you'll see we're actually looking at this area. So the green, you can see I have a BG success, so we have the green background, and then we have float left and float right for these buttons. They don't actually have the float class yet, so let's go ahead and add those. So right here I'll say float left, and then on this one we'll say float right, and let's save. And notice that things get messed up. Okay, so we can't even see the green background anymore. Basically the paragraph here is now kind of covering that area, and that's because there's no line break and it's not cleared. So if we want this to automatically clear, all we have to do is add a class to the div that wraps around it of clear fix. Okay, so now we save that, and now it goes back to normal, and we have the buttons that are actually floating. Okay, so you want to remember that clear fix class. Okay, now the last couple things I want to show you are the fixed classes. So we have this H3 here, which is this fixed top. Now I'm going to add a class to this of fixed top, and we're going to save that, and notice that it goes up to the top and it stays there. Okay, that's always going to be fixed to the top no matter what. And this is used often with nav bars. Okay, often you want your nav bar to display no matter where you are on the page. Okay, in addition to that, we have the Fix Sticky class. So let's go and add a class to this heading, and we'll say fixed-sticky. Okay, so now notice that it's down here. It's not at the top, but when I get down to it, actually, you know what? I don't think I did that right. It's not fixed sticky. It's sticky top. Okay, so now when I get down to it and I keep scrolling, notice that it just sticks to the top. Okay, when I go back up, if I go past it, then it's fine. It just acts normal. But when I go past it down here, you'll see it sticks to the top. So that's actually kind of cool. I like that. And then we also have fixed bottom. So we're going to give this one a class of fixed bottom, save it, and then that's just going to stick to the bottom no matter what. Okay, you might want to use that on your footers if you want your footer to always show. Alright, so that's it for this video, guys. Those are the float classes and the fixed classes, or the position classes. In the next video, we're going to start to look at some of the colors, the text colors, the background colors, and so on.